Hey there students, in this video I'm going to show you how to take a part that you've already drawn and turn it into a drawing that has your top, side, and front view as well as an isometric view. So let's go ahead and click New Drawing. Now whenever this opens up, it's going to by default open up to a large formatted drawing sheet. This is way too big than anything we can print here in the lab. So let's go up here to where it says Sheet 1, and you're going to right click, go down to Edit Sheet, and then underneath this size, you are going to go to Size A. Size A is a standard for 8.5 by 11. Make sure that it is landscape, and then click OK. Now we've got this big old title block down here, but we need to get rid of that. So come on over here to where it says ANSI large, and we can right click on there and just go to delete. Alright, so now we have a nice, fresh, clean workspace that we can use. So go up to where it says base. It's going to open up a nice little window. And then right here, if you click on the icon, it's going to let us open an existing file. Now for this, I'm going to use part 3 from 4.2, so that nice L block. Go ahead and click open. So now it's going to drop this into the center of our screen here. But what we need to do is we need to first use this little cube up here to select the side that we want it to actually show us. So by clicking these arrows, I want to show what my drawing says is the left side. But what I'm looking for is the most defined shape and the longest dimension. So now that I have this, I can click on my drawing, and I'm going to drag it down here to somewhere in the bottom left-hand corner, because this is going to be my front view. Now if I come straight off to the right of that, there it's going to drop what is going to be my front view, or I'm sorry, my side view. If I take it up, there's my top view, and if I come out here at an angle, it will drop an isometric view. Now you notice that these are, my isometric view here is sticking out across the top a little bit, so let's go ahead and let's pull this down a little bit. And you'll see that everything moves right along with this front view that I have down here. So we can maneuver these around a little bit, but it looks like our scale is still going to be a little bit big. So let's come over to our scale, and where it says 1 to 1, let's change that first 1 to 0.75 to 1. There we go. Now it's sized it down a little bit. This is a little bit more manageable, gives us more room for our dimensions. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Alright, now there are our drawings. So if we double click over here on the isometric view, it's going to reopen that window. You got to click down here in the corner where this nice little symbol shows up next to your cursor. Double click on that. And then I want you to come over here where it says shaded. Make sure that that's turned on and click OK. Now our isometric view is going to be shaded in. There's no hidden lines, no nothing. It just makes it a little bit nicer for whenever we print these off. Next step is we need to add dimensions. So let's come up here to the Annotate tab. Go ahead and click on that. And then click on Dimension. And this is going to be just a general dimensioning tool. So let's go ahead and click on this far left line, and as you'll see, it brings out that 2.5, but we want it to go to here. Now that's going to give us our width, or the length, either way you want to look at that. Alright, now this window is going to pop up whenever you first go through and do it. It's probably going to look something like this. Just uncheck this little checkbox down here, edit dimension when created, make sure that is turned off, and then click OK. And that's going to prevent any more of those from popping up as we go through and do these. So we'll click here and here. There is that. Let's get the height of this. There is that. Remember, your longer dimensions go out further. Let's go from this line to this line. 0.5. We're going to go from here to here. You know what? I don't care for that one. So let's go ahead and let's click right click, hit OK. Now that we're back to just having a regular cursor, you can select your dimensions and you can move them if you need to. But in this case, I'm just going to hit the delete button. So let's add that dimension back on here. But now let's do 1.5 inches. There we go. That looks a little bit better. What other dimensions are we missing? This is one that we're missing. We need to know that that's 1 inch wide. We have our height here, so we don't need our height over here. But we do need something up here. We need to know how wide this is going to be. And we need to know how wide this is going to be. And again, you'll see that they kind of get stacked up there. We can move that in here in just a minute. We need to know how deep this is going to be. So if I click right here, it's going to snap to my midpoint of my line. I can click on this line here. See how it gives you that little weird angle? We don't want any of those. So we'll drag that straight out. All right, so let me just take a moment here to take a look at this on our front view, or from our isometric view. Do we have the height of this? We do. Do we know how wide that's going to be? We do. Do we know the size of this cutout? 0.5 by 1.5, that looks good. We can calculate that out pretty quickly. What this length is, it's going to be 1 inch. How long these are, we can calculate that from this. We know that that's 1 inch wide. We know that this is going to be 1.5 inches. Oh, but we didn't put in how deep this is. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll drag that out here, so that way it's not in the way of anybody. Yep. I think that looks good. If I missed any dimensions, let me know in class, and I will fix this video. But for now, let's just go ahead, go up to File, and let's save this. Now I'm going to save it right with the rest of the drawings. I'm going to leave the name the same, but you'll see that it has a different extension. It's going to be a .dwg. That's a drawing file. So go ahead and hit Save. And now there's one more step that we're going to do. And this is how you have to turn these in. Whoop, my mouse is freaking out. There we go. We're going to go up to File again. Pardon me, my computer's acting up. We'll go back up to File. Maybe. There we go. File. We'll go to Export. And then I want to export as a PDF. So now we're going to leave the name the same. That way it corresponds with my drawing and it corresponds with the part that I used. But now it's going to be a .pdf. And this is the file that you're going to submit on Schoology or on the Google Forms. Either one, I haven't decided yet. But we'll go ahead and hit Save. All right. And that'd be it for this one. If you have any questions, let me know.